have been stressed out this year. Who hasn't? You're not alone. And you don't have to live in misery. Coming up, a life coach and an author shows us ways to de-stress and stay healthy in our mind and our body.
As we slowly come out of the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of folks find themselves suffering from stress. We've talked about the mental stress, but there's also a physical side. WebMD says 43% of adults are suffering from adverse health effects from stress like high blood pressure, skin problems, depression, and anxiety. Life coach and author Sandee Sgarlata joining us. She's the author of this book, Happiness Solved: Climbing 100 Steps. Now, you say a lot of doctors' visits are from people suffering from stress. It's turning into ailments. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, it absolutely is. I mean, so many, I think the statistic is 75 to 90% of all doctor's visits are because of stress-related ailments. So it can be affecting your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system, gastrointestinal system, nervous system, reproductive system. So it's something that people really need to be concerned about.
So Sandee, what can people do? Obviously, you can't just stop stressing. There's got to be some exercise. What do you recommend to people?
So I always talk about, I have 5 tips where you can press the reset button at any time during the day. Exercise, absolutely. Exercise is so important because it raises your endorphins. And when your endorphins are raised, it reduces your stress. Gratitude. I like to tell people every day when you wake up, list everything that you have to be grateful for, because gratitude is the quickest way to shift your thoughts and your energy levels from negative to positive. And at any time during the day, when life happens when we're busy making other plans. So gratitude is the quickest way to shift. So at any time during the day, you can just press that reset button, focus on everything you have to be grateful for, and feel its loving embrace. It's so amazing. Next is deep breathing. So deep breathing is another quick way to completely calm you down right away. So you want to do 10 deep breaths slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth. You do that 10 times, and it also helps reduce anxiety. The next step is grounding, or some people call it earthing. So think about all the times when you're walking along the beach, right? You've got the sun shining, there may be a breeze, you hear the sound of the ocean, but what's really happening is you're walking in your bare feet, and your feet are touching the ground. And the electrons from the earth are pulling that negativity, and it's calming and it's balancing. So you don't have to go to the beach to experience this. Just take your shoes off and walk on the grass. And lastly, and this is my favorite, is just trust. Trust that everything is going to work out, because it always does. And just to add to that, if you can control a situation, then there's no need to worry about it, because you have control over it. If you can't control a situation, then don't worry about it, because you can't control it. Right?
Those are some great tips. I've heard many of them, but I have to say, Sandee, that I have not heard of taking off your shoes and walking on the ground. So some nice tips. Maybe I'll try that. I'm afraid that my feet will get dirty, but hey, I'm willing to do anything just to decrease those stress levels, right? We got to stay healthy. Thanks so much, Sandee.